2021 is the year that I finally buy my first investment property, and maybe this is the case for you as well. In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how to invest in real estate in Ontario in this year. For those of you that don't know, my name is Radies. I am a licensed real estate agent. I don't really do any realtor work anymore, but needless to say, I do have a lot of experience in the field. I also am pretty well known in the real estate investing community, and I've interviewed multiple investors, and I have loads of real estate investing videos on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's talk about exactly how you can buy your first investment property in 2021 in Ontario. So the first thing you want to do is obviously market research. You see, without knowing exactly what you want, you're never going to be able to make the investment. Ontario is a large province, and there's so many different types of markets and strategies that you can execute upon. For example, there are student rentals in Windsor. There's also pre-construction in Toronto. And you see, there's a lot of different strategies that you can go for. Like I mentioned, you can go for a pre-construction strategy, student rentals, Airbnb. You can even go for more of a house hacking strategy. You see, knowing all these different strategies is going to be very important so you can tailor your investment towards your actual needs. And with that being said, again, location is also important. Maybe you want to invest close to where you live. Maybe you're fine with investing a couple hours away. Again, it all comes down to your personal needs and personal wants. Remember, there's pros and cons to everything, and there is no perfect strategy. Strategies that work for me might not be the best strategies that work for you. So it's very important for you to sit down with someone and really understand what exactly it is that you want to do. And now you see, I just kind of said there, sit down with someone. Now, that's very important because when investing into real estate, you need to have that power team. And this is kind of a term that I got from my good friend Austin Ye. And pretty much the whole concept is you need to have a power team, a team of individuals who are experts at what they do. So for example, who are people that you need? And again, I'm going to list a few off the top of my head. There might be some others that I miss, but you want to have amazing real estate agents. And again, not one real estate agent, but a few. Because remember, if you're investing in multiple markets or you're looking for that perfect property for you, you want to make sure that you have the expert in multiple different areas, and not only expert in those areas, but also experts in investment properties. You see, like I said, I'm a real estate agent and there are other real estate agents out there, but not all real estate agents will have knowledge on real estate investing. You see, some realtors will specialize in real estate investing. Some realtors will specialize in first-time home buyers. And with that being said, you really want to find a realtor who understands the nature and the game of investing into real estate, because there is a huge difference. Not only that, you want to have some good mortgage agents. You see, financing is very important. And like pretty much the biggest reason behind why people aren't able to invest is because they can't get financing. They can't approve for mortgages, and they just don't have the right connections. So having amazing mortgage agents and amazing realtors are important. Obviously, you want to have the typical contractors, lawyers. You want to have, just someone who you can hire and say, hey, I need you to cut the grass, boom, go cut the grass. Property managers, and even more importantly, other investors. Because think about it this way. If you are a new investor and you make friends with someone who is more experienced, 9 times out of 10, that experienced investor is going to introduce you to other investors, their realtors, their mortgage agents, their lawyers, pretty much all their contacts. And once you have access to all their contacts, it's pretty much easy. They pretty much have done all the work for you, right? Another thing with the whole power team is this is important because, they may be able to introduce you into certain opportunities. Another thing I also forgot to mention is wholesalers, right? Wholesalers, these are people who will get you properties off market for cheap. And these people are blessings. Having off-market properties or access to off-market properties is amazing because you get access to inventory that the general public wouldn't necessarily have. You see, after, creating this power team, your power team is someone who you're always going to be looking for and always going to be, I guess, refining and expanding. Like, for example, I'm constantly looking for new wholesalers so I can get my eyes and just, have access to off-market properties. And with that being said, just because I have access to off-market properties doesn't mean there aren't other off-market properties. So I have to be constantly looking, even for mortgage agents, even for realtors, even other investors. I'm constantly looking to meet new people, okay? And with that being said, we're gonna get into the pre-approval process. When you want to get pretty much an investment property, you need to instantly secure financing, right? And whether you're gonna do a joint venture deal or whether you're going to be doing financing yourself or you're going to be taking a hard money loan, whatever you're going to be doing, you really want to figure out financing as soon as possible, right? The worst thing that can happen is you find that perfect deal and you find that property that you really want to invest in, but you can't get the financing for it, right? So make sure you figure out financing as soon as possible. After you figure that out, it's bidding time. It's time to actually go and search for these properties. Look at what type of properties you want to get, and literally just start going out with your real estate agent, start sending out messages to wholesalers, get on a bunch of email lists, and start to put in offers, right? Something that's very interesting, if you guys don't already know or follow, there's this whole principle that calls putting out an offer a day. So every single day you're putting out an offer to a property owner, and I think it's a cool principle to follow. Like, hey, if you want to close a deal, the best way to close a deal is to put an offer a day. You can be completely lowballing these offers. You can just be shooting for the stars and just seeing what you can get. But hey, as long as you're putting offers and analyzing deals, I think this is a great way for you to start to invest into real estate. Recently something I've been doing is really analyzing deals and running the numbers and crunching the numbers. Obviously, I'm a real estate agent, so I have access to the MLS and I can really see a lot of things and I can crunch the numbers pretty fast. But even getting into the habit of finding out how to analyze a deal, very important, because once you can analyze a deal within a couple of minutes, it really puts you in a powerful position where you can just look at a deal and say, hey, this isn't really for me. Doesn't really fit into my strategy or my criteria. Right? After that, hopefully you'll be able to secure your first deal. And here's one thing that you really need to look at. Are you going to invest in just one property, or do you plan on building a true real estate empire? You see, when I'm looking at real estate, I want to have a complete empire. I want to have loads of properties, not only just in Ontario, but all around the world. And for me to do that, I need to create a system and a business plan that I can rinse and repeat and that I can scale. If I'm just buying one property and it's just like one and done, and then I'm not investing into real estate actively, that's cool. But what I want to do is really have a system in place, or multiple systems in place, where I know that, hey, I can buy multiple properties with, multiple different people, multiple different areas, multiple different strategies. And for me, that's very important because I really want real estate to be, my legacy play. This is something that's going to be something that I hold long term, and it's something that I genuinely build, true wealth, that generational wealth. And like I said, for you, that might not be the case, which is totally fine. If your goal is to just buy one property, maybe just hold on to like 3-4 properties your whole life, that's totally fine. You don't have to shoot for the stars. You don't have to want all these crazy things, but maybe that's something that you do want. So with that being said, remember, when you're starting the process, another thing to note is document everything. This is a tip that I got from someone who is probably the number one Canadian investor And when I first asked him, he said, hey, Radies, get your first deal, and when you get your first deal, document everything. Something that I'm very glad to have is, this YouTube channel and social media. So, I'm kind of forced to document everything anyways, but it's very important for me to document certain things, whether that's something I'm doing in the research or something that's doing, like something when I'm actually in the field looking at properties, and just documenting everything so I know, hey, this is a mistake I made. I know not to repeat it in my second property, my third property, my fifth property, 10th property, whatever that looks like, right? So again, making a system that's that you can rinse and repeat and that's scalable is also very important. But pretty much those are, I would say, the big steps. Obviously, real estate investing is not as simple as it seems. And, I really highly recommend that you go and check out my real estate investing playlist. I've interviewed multiple investors who own tens of properties, people who have made multiple six figures just from one property, and, just a lot of value in there. Different markets, different areas, different strategies as well. So go check out all those videos. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And until next time, remember, stay seeking success.